with my discovery today that if I use data to upload, it's faster than using Wi-Fi, which is kind of how things work in this area of the world. I shall use my phone to do today's historical video now. Yes, sadly, it's Montreal again. There's going to be a lot of that. So you see the standings. Montreal leads the way at 28, 17, and 6, followed by Boston 24, 18, and 8, Chicago 23, 7, and 20 and 7, Detroit 20, 20 and 7, Toronto 19, 24 and 7, the Rangers 13, 28 and 9. See that? 13, 28 and 9. It's a bad record for the Rangers, even though World War II's over. So they got back all the players who'd gone and fought in the war all came back. Wartime restrictions, of course, were why the regular season overtime was abolished. But when the war was over, they didn't bring it back. It doesn't make a return until 1983. So for the 83-84 season, it'll come back. The Bruins get Schmidt, Dumart, Brimsek, and Bobby Bauer. The Boston Bruins is a thing again. September 7th, 1945, Red Dutton announces that whatever rules have been adopted by the NHL will be adopted by all leagues. There's going to be some... at least the games will feel the same no matter what league you're watching, is the idea. And Rocket Richard scores goals in 8 straight playoff games. So let's get down to the playoffs, shall we? Let's just go ahead and do this. I feel like I'm kneeling before Montreal. It's not right. All right. I'm going to do this way. Because people always say, right bigger. All right, here you go. Montreal beat Chicago 6-2. Montreal beat Chicago 5-1, and then go into Chicago and beat them 8-2 and 7-2. So for finishing third, they get destroyed by the Montreal Canadiens. We then move on to Boston and Detroit. Boston wins 3-1. Detroit wins 3-0 to tie that series. Boston wins both games in Detroit 4-2 and 4-1, and then wins in overtime in Game 5 to win the series by a score of 4-3. Then we hit the finals. What is it about Montreal and Boston in overtimes? What happens? Why? Montreal wins in overtime 4-3. They win in overtime 3-2. Montreal wins in Boston 4-2. Boston wins Game 4 3-2 in overtime, and then Montreal beats Boston 6-3 in Game 5 to win it in 5. But again, what is it with Boston and Montreal that no matter what generation you look at, this is 1946, and Montreal's destroying them in playoffs and beating them in overtime. Your Hart Trophy winners, Max Bentley of the Chicago Blackhawks. Your Calder winners, Edgar Laprade of the New York Rangers. Your Vezina winners, Bill Durnan of the Montreal Canadiens. And your Lady Byng goes to Toe Blake, also of the Montreal Canadiens. Toe Blake, of course, later on would be a coach, but that's a spoiler alert. So there you go. Your 1946 champions are the Montreal Canadiens. And the New York Rangers are continuing to be a miserable franchise to watch. And Toronto, the issue Toronto had that season was Frank McCool got injured at the start of the year, and even though Turk Broda came back, it just wasn't enough to get them in the playoffs. So they missed the playoffs after winning the Stanley Cup. So there you go. Today's video, done a little bit different than the other ones. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching. Hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through, you just happened upon this video. And hey, I'll talk to you again soon.